Oh, conta. Let's fool around with a famous building. Today we're talking about the Eiffel Tower, the Iron Lady. France's accidental icon holding up half of Paris' tourism economy. The Eiffel Tower is a wrought iron lattice tower designed by Gustave Eiffel's company and built between 1887 and 1889. It was meant to be the centerpiece of the 1889 World's Fair, celebrating the centennial of the French Revolution. At first, Parisians hated it. Writers, painters, and architects called it a monstrous black smokestack, a tragic street lamp, and the odious column of bolted sheet metal. Fast forward 130 years, and the same monstrous tower is now the symbol of France, visited by nearly 6 million people a year. When the French government announced a competition for a monument to headline the 1889 exhibition, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce these guys' name, these three people came up with the idea of a 300-meter metal tower. At the time, 300 meters was basically science fiction. The proposal beat out all other submissions, partly because the government rewrote the competition rules so that only Eiffel's design actually qualified. That's one way to win. Eiffel personally financed most of the project. He got 1.5 million francs from the government, less than a quarter of the total cost, and made a deal to keep all profits from the tower for the next 20 years.
Hello, I like money.
There's an uncomfortable historical footnote here. Part of the tower's financing came from CIC, a French bank that was making huge profits from predatory loans imposed on Haiti after its independence. So while France was building a monument to liberty, it was also draining another nation's economy. History in a nutshell. Construction began in January 1887. Over 18k metal parts and 2.5 million rivets were used, each piece prefabricated in a nearby workshop. Every hole had to line up to within 1 millimeter. No drilling happened on site. If something didn't fit, they sent it back. The visible work on site was complemented by the enormous amount of exacting preparatory work that took place behind the scenes. The drawing office produced 1.7k general drawings and 3.6k detailed drawings of the 18k different parts needed. Hold up, this was done by hand at that time. Holy shit! About 300 workers assembled the Iron Giant, and thanks to Eiffel's safety standards, movable gangways, guardrails, and screens, only one fatal accident occurred. That's a remarkable record for 19th century engineering. The tower reached its full height of 300 meters in March 1889. Eiffel personally led officials and journalists to the top on foot, stopping often to explain the structure or to catch his breath. When the exposition opened, the lifts weren't ready yet, but that didn't stop nearly 300k people from climbing the 1,710 steps to the top. Tickets cost 5 francs for the top level, half price on Sundays because even back then people loved a deal. At night, the tower was illuminated by hundreds of gas lamps, a rotating beacon, and 2 search lights that lit up Paris. There was even a post office at the top where visitors could send postcards from the clouds. It became an instant public hit and a lasting symbol of industrial progress. Eiffel's pyramid only lasted 20 years. The tower was supposed to be dismantled in 1909, but it survived because Eiffel found a new use for it: radio transmissions. By World War I, the tower's wireless station was intercepting German communication.
The doctor says it's just a rash, but it burns when it...
Later, it was used for early television broadcasting, scientific experiments, and even cosmic ray research. Basically, France's most stylish laboratory. In World War II, when the Germans occupied Paris, the French cut the lift cable so the Nazis would have to walk to the top. They did, once, to hang a swastika flag so large it blew away in a few hours. When Hitler visited, he refused to climb it altogether, and when he ordered Paris to be destroyed in 1944, the general in charge simply ignored him. That's why the tower is still here, and why Parisians are still a little smug about it. The tower also inspired some strange stories. A man once sold it for scrap metals, twice actually. A pilot crashed trying to fly under it, and an inventor jumped off it to test a parachute. He didn't make it. By the early 20th century, the Eiffel Tower had gone from eyesore to icon, from monstrosity to masterpiece. It survived criticism, fire, war, con artists, and came out as one of the world's most beloved structures. At 330 meters, it's still the tallest structure in Paris, taller than an 81-story building. And on its top floor, 276 meters high, sits Gustave Eiffel's private apartment, where he once hosted Thomas Edison, who gifted him a phonograph. So that's the Eiffel Tower, a structure born from controversy, built with obsession, financed by irony, and loved by everyone who once swore they'd hate it. From symbol of science to symbol of love, it's proof that great design doesn't need to please everyone. Just time. Anyway, I hope I gave you guys an appreciation for the Iron Lady, and thank you for watching. Till next time.